The small coastal town of Oakhaven, nestled against the restless churn of the Atlantic, had always been a bastion of quiet serenity. Its quaint fishing docks, the rhythmic creak of wooden boats, and the salty tang of the sea air were the constants in young Elara Vance's life. Her father, a man whose hands bore the permanent calluses of a seasoned fisherman, provided for their family with an honest day's labor. Her mother, with nimble fingers and a heart full of song, crafted intricate seashell ornaments that adorned the windows of their humble cottage and brought a modest income from tourists. Their life was simple, yet rich in love and contentment, a tapestry woven with threads of daily routines and shared laughter. Elara, with her bright, inquisitive eyes and a spirit as boundless as the ocean itself, was the apple of their eyes. She spent her days exploring the tide pools, listening to the old sailors' tales, and dreaming of a future as vast and open as the sea before her. She was a child of Oakhaven, imbued with its peace and its slow, comforting rhythm. Then, like a tempest brewing on an otherwise clear horizon, darkness descended upon their idyllic world. One fateful twilight, a band of ruthless marauders, known only by the chilling whisper of the Syndicate, stormed into Oakhaven. Their leader, a monstrous figure whose very name struck fear into the hearts of men, Blackheart, orchestrated a brutal reign of terror. Their objective? Plunder and destruction. Elara witnessed the unimaginable. Her home, the sanctuary of her childhood, became a pyre, its flames licking at the twilight sky. Her parents, the anchors of her existence, were mercilessly cut down, their vibrant lives extinguished in a single cruel stroke. Hidden amidst the wreckage, a small, trembling figure, Elara was the sole survivor, the silent witness to an atrocity that would forever scar her soul. In that moment, surrounded by the ashes of her past and the silence of her future, a cold, unyielding fire ignited within her, the searing flame of vengeance. Her escape from Oakhaven was a blur of terror and instinct. She wandered, a ghost among the living, carrying nothing but the tattered remnants of her clothes and the crushing weight of her loss. But within that sorrow, a vow solidified, as hard and sharp as obsidian. She would find Blackheart, and she would make him pay. The road to vengeance was long and arduous, paved with grit and unwavering determination. Elara, no longer a carefree child, sought out the shadows, the forgotten corners of the world where resilience was forged in hardship. She found mentors in unexpected places, an old battle-hardened warrior who taught her the ancient arts of self-defense, a silent marksman who honed her precision with a bow, and a cunning scout who showed her how to move unseen, unheard, a phantom in the night. Every bruise, every grueling training session, every moment of despair was fuel for the fire of her purpose. Her body, once delicate, transformed into an instrument of strength and agility. Her mind, once innocent, became a fortress of focus and strategy. Years melted into a relentless pursuit of mastery. Each passing season strengthened her resolve. Rumors, like scattered breadcrumbs, eventually led Elara to the heart of the Shadow Syndicate's operations. She learned of their ruthless expansion, their network of illicit activities, and their impending grand heist, a daring raid on a heavily guarded mercantile convoy promising untold riches. This was her chance, the culmination of years of preparation. With a meticulously crafted disguise and a heart pounding with a mixture of dread and grim satisfaction, Elara infiltrated the Syndicate's heavily fortified stronghold. The air was thick with the stench of stale ale, unwashed bodies, and the underlying current of menace. She moved like a whisper, her trained senses absorbing every detail, every hushed conversation, every potential weakness. The night of the planned heist arrived, cloaked in a moonless sky. As the Syndicate's forces prepared to deploy, Elara struck. She moved through their ranks like a predator, a silent whirlwind of calculated strikes and precise maneuvers. Each encounter was a testament to her years of training, a visceral manifestation of her unbreakable will. She systematically dismantled their operations, sowing chaos and fear among the ranks of those who had once sown fear in her. Finally, in the flickering torchlight of the Syndicate's central command, she stood face to face with Blackheart. He was even more monstrous than her child-type nightmares had painted him, a hulking brute with eyes that held the chilling emptiness of a predator. Their duel was a brutal dance, a clash of raw power against honed skill, of barbaric fury against cold, calculated vengeance. Elara fought not just with her body, but with the burning memory of her parents, with the ghosts of Oakhaven urging her onward. Every blow she delivered was imbued with the weight of her loss, every parry a defiant scream against the injustice she had suffered. Blackheart, for all his monstrous strength, was unprepared for the unyielding force that stood before him, a woman forged in fire, driven by an inexorable purpose. She exploited his weaknesses, her movements a blur of deadly efficiency, until, at last, he fell. The defeat of Blackheart sent tremors through the criminal underworld. The Shadow Syndicate crumbled, its reign of terror brought to an end by a lone figure who had risen from its ashes. Elara had achieved her vengeance. The flames of retribution, which had consumed her for so long, began to recede, leaving behind a profound emptiness. She realized that while she had exacted her pound of flesh, true peace remained elusive. The act of vengeance, while satisfying in its moment, did not bring back what she had lost. Yet something else stirred within her. Having saved Oakhaven from future depredations and liberated countless others from the Syndicate's grasp, Elara found a new purpose. She saw the relief in the eyes of the townsfolk, the nascent hope blooming in places where despair had once taken root. She dedicated her life not to perpetuating the cycle of violence, but to protecting the innocent, to ensuring that no other child would suffer the same fate she had endured. Elara, once a vessel of vengeance, transformed into a guardian. The scars of her past remained, but they no longer defined her. Instead, they served as a constant reminder of the fragility of peace and the imperative to defend it. She became a legend, a whispered tale of resilience and justice, the sentinel of Oakhaven, who had faced the deepest darkness and emerged not only victorious, but ultimately redeemed. Her story, an unyielding echo across the land, spoke not just of how she avenged her past, but of how she chose to build a better future.